The 90-second rule is from the minute you have cortisol in your blood, you get stressed, you respond or you don't, it doesn't matter. Within 90 seconds, all of the hormones are flushed out of your body. So you now have a chance to actually sit back and say, it's all okay. But then because we re-engage stress every 90 seconds, your body basically says, no, more cortisol, we're still stressed. So if you were to let the biological cycle take place, you would actually end your stress every 90 seconds. But some of us managed to renew that for 17 years, 90 seconds at a time. It's one thought that happens in your head, and that one thought engages stress once again. To me, when Alice and I discussed this, it started to become a problem, because it is very natural for all of us. Your partner says something hurtful on Friday, you're stressed for 6 weeks. Alice decided to look at this from her approach. I decided, of course, when things become tough, you tend to do more of what you know how to do best. So I ended up deciding to look at it mathematically. And I attempted to understand the math of, or the physics, if you want, of stress. And it is very eye-opening. When you really think about it, it's very eye-opening. Because it is actually very straightforward to compare stress in humans to stress in physics. If you remember in elementary school when they taught you that when you put pressure on an object, there is force, and then there is stress. And stress is different than force. Stress is, as felt by an object, an inanimate object, is the amount of force applied to the object divided by the square area of the object. If a camel is walking on high heels in the desert, it will sink in the sand because not only because of its weight, but because that weight is distributed across a very thin area. However, with the hoofs of the camel being this big, the camel doesn't sink in the sand because the force is distributed across a very large area. In that case, stress in humans, if you take the analogy, is the challenge or the force applied to you divided by your abilities, skills, and resources to deal with that stress. And that's not actually very difficult to understand. For some of you, as you look back at your 20s, for example, you'd freak out about things. Then when your teenage son or daughter freaks about now, you go like, come on, chill, it's easy, right? You gain the experience, and then you realize that you've gained skills, abilities, and resources, and you can deal with stress a lot better. From that equation, you understand that to deal with stress has very little to do with the external force, as a matter of fact. So if the external force is applied to you out of your control, what you can do is increase your abilities and skills and resources, and then you will feel less stressed. The challenge will be the same. It will be a challenging time, like the times we're going through now in business, for example, with economic crisis and geopolitical issues, but you will not feel stressed about it. You'll be carrying the same load and not stressed about it. Why do we break then? If we have an ability to carry stress before we break, the problem with stress, as I said, stress is a superhuman machine. It reconfigures your body in ways that are incredible. We still break. And I and Alice found out that we break under 3 conditions.